phone. Bluetooth pairing. Bluetooth connected.
And you just don't know where to hurt. You experience one more.
Something like something was saying, I'm working at the computer situation. Let's say, I don't know. But I'm like, I'm like, showing that these are no places. I ain't and I feel like the trade that's so amazing. Man, it's such a blessing. God that he made him over and just can't visit. I love our relation. I'm shitting the same song in my mind. I get a patient, better than pages. Being better than boy, when I fix my kid ain't birthday thing, I'm just trying to make it. I'm just making the best and the line. Understand me, but I do understand. Boy, up money, learning how to become a man. For the council because I need it, and I know why I am from the time to time. I was there for him, daddy. Look for the pistol, thinking out of such a look for the pistol. Because they came on a mission. We live that they could never be born. Once I born in the thing, I knew it would be a step apart. I would have killed it once. I would have killed someone in it. Then we drink out. Definitely. And drinking, I know the Boston be better for me. Really feels like I was doing nothing. I get what I always wanted. I always have to. Not listening to attention. I would take the when I would somebody home. What's his name? What's his name? And what's his name? Tony. You know what I mean? You know how the story goes. I was basically violated. That went the wrong first time going. I was 18 years old, 6 away from my guilty code. I was trying to tell shit was in the got jacked. Said they taught me in the 7, I'm not gonna do that. In the deep down, smart figures. That's so that boy who got out of there trying to play it off. That's the last from like this thing in the back. I see this is me thinking about the this rap. But look, just on that little sound top. And then that's it, it sound like yeah, the music on was listening to the conversation. And then the whole profile said, start randomly set it up, put him up. And y'all can actually all talk from like here. Y'all can actually from left yet. And y'all can actually I lose the job. He's on top. I'm trying to use that to God. And it's my time. I'm going to go out and when I'm like, I feel like wow, just sitting there like a ride after really time of passing. My some of this, I'm going to I don't know. I'm like, shorts at things. I don't even know places. I ain't even been a game to my and I don't like second name to the truth. The trade way conversations with a rap legend. It felt so amazing with my past. He's such a blessing. Thank God that he made him more average, just can't visit. I love our relation. I wish it go forever. Said ain't no such thing as sinking.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Travis Davidson is with us. Lil, he's with us. I love that conflicted situations. We're having some technical difficulties, but he's definitely in. He drove out from Houston today, so he's definitely here. We're waiting, and as everything goes forward, I definitely wanted you to hear that conflicted situation. There are some other songs that we're going to play, but we're going to really discuss this testimony. Is such a very special testimony, and so we bind everything, every enemy that's trying to block this man of God from coming forward to tell his testimony, to express how God has been good to him, how God has brought him out. And as he continued to go forward, he's keeping on going. There's a new release right now, and definitely we want to hear from Mr. Travis Davidson right here on Worldview Night Watch. I'm your host, Minister Sarah Harrison. Chad has been with me about the last 15 minutes, and it just seems like we really are not knowing exactly what's going on, but we are going to definitely, there's so many people that are going through things right now, so many struggles, and that's why I felt it was so important. I'm just so happy. He has a lot of conferences and or definitely concerts. He has a big one in Houston on this Friday. I'm excited. The school board and everybody wants him. They're calling him, churches are calling him, people are calling him because he has a message for the young people, because they're really struggling, and there has to be, he's an example of what God can bring you out so he can bring you in. So this is something that is really necessary on tonight, that we hear from Mr. Travis Davidson. We're just hold on. We're not gonna, God is going to allow him to come straight through on Worldview Night Watch. I know, because I've been waiting. He's been waiting. He's traveled to Lafayette on tonight and to be with us. He's doing some things in Lafayette, but it was just such an honor that this man of God is coming on with us. So just stay tuned. Don't get discouraged. You know, as everyone is back in school right now, and one of the main things that we have been praying for to protect the children, protect the teachers, to protect the bus drivers, to protect all the young people. There's so many things that are going on. There's so many people feeling all kinds of ways, anxiety, all kinds of pressure and struggles. And I'm telling you, there's some things that Travis has been through that definitely he understands. He knows what it's like. He knows what it feels like. But God has really brought him very, very, a very long way, and definitely has a platform. He's here. He has a platform. We just pray. Thank you, man of God, for coming. Come on. Travis has been with us really over, now it's close to 30 minutes that he's been with us. God definitely wants him to speak to him. We just played conflicted situations. I told him that this is one of the things that I really, really wanted to discuss. We just played your song, Travis. If I can turn it over to you, I see, even if we got your voice, because you know what? Tonight, the enemy will not stop the conversation that's so important, because the young people are just starting school. They're just going back. They're just dealing with some things. And Travis, really, talk about that conflicted. Let's see if I can get it on. He is there. I can't see but let's see if we can get him audibly, where he can definitely talk to the listeners, talking to the listeners on tonight. Worldview Night Watch, Mr. Travis DAVIDSON9LIL Bag. Welcome, man of God. I'll turn it over to you. Let's see if we can hear you. Wow. Yes, I can hear you. We can't see you, but we can definitely hear you. So we're going to have a conversation like that until it shows up. We just played conflicted situations.
Yes,
Tell me
ma'am.
about that conflicted situation, man. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I grew up in a conflicted situation, as the song say. that song that I say at the beginning. You can still hear me good, right?
I can real clear, sir. You
Okay.
got this. You got this. Go ahead on.
Okay, yeah. So I started off saying about how some of my ancestors were slave masters, some of them were slave, speaking as being mixed and just growing up like that. And it was good that I grew up in Abbeville, where family knew me. But down the line, like my daddy ended up going to the feds when I was 5, and so my mama moved to she ended up moving to Texas around the time, like I think I was like 8 or 10, in between those years. So I come to a whole new state where nobody really know me. So just by my accent and the way I was, I used to get in a lot of fights behind the race thing. Like people used to say like I'm trying to act black, or it'll just always be something like feel like I didn't really fit in over here or over there sometime. But so it's like I just had to, but I just being me, just and I see that, bro. It's like, and I see why a lot of people be wanting to, like, I guess fit in with what they think is popular or what they think is known, because like sometimes it is hard to be you, like, because especially like when you just you and you just, it takes courage being true and like to who you are, to be to yourself, like, you know and I guess we learn that as we get older. Because, man, being young, I wanted to fit in. Like I did stuff just to fit in. Like a lot of times, like knowing that really was a lot of stuff wasn't me, and just want to be accepted. And I think I got that because I wanted that attention by, when my daddy left for the feds. You know how a son is with his father. They want that we had a good relationship, and by missing that attention, so I think it created an anger problem, and just me wanting the attention. Like I know, like it created an issue with me because I used to be in class, like cutting up this. I used to do anything for attention. So I know a lot of times, like, I just wanted to fit in, and even to this day, like still being like me. Like I say that in one of my new songs. Is like sometimes I'm scared to be who I am. It's like I'm scared of me. But while you still here, might as well go and face your fear. That's how you find love and spread hope amongst your peers. Cause I see that whenever you just have the courage, you just be strong and just be you. Just do whatever your heart tells you, whatever, you know what I'm saying, and But yeah, that's how in conflicted situations I talk about the story when my little sister had they broke into our house, they had robbed. They had my dad at gunpoint and ended up kidnapping my little sister and all that stuff. So I seen that, like I was like 3 or 4 years old. I seen that, and it's crazy because like I don't remember a lot of stuff, but it's like I do remember a lot of traumatizing stuff, and I think that just developed me into how I grew as an older boy, like, and just seeing a lot of street activity, and just you know it like had me on a revenge tip, like, with the guys who I thought I found out who did that as I got older. I speak about all that, and it's just, a conflicted situation,
When on
but
that, the thing I like about conflicted situation, and I told you, I said it reminded me of my son because my son was adopted. So I understand how when it's the identity, you're struggling. You know what I'm saying? And then, like you said, the whites don't want to accept you, the blacks don't want to accept you. You understand what I'm saying? And so you're in between. So can you say to someone that's really struggling? You know what I'm saying? It's not that you were trying to be anything. All you were doing, whatever you was exposed to, that's what you embraced. You understand?
yeah,
So you weren't pretending. You were just being you.
of
So talk to
course.
somebody that just feels like they just don't belong, but that you got to still go forward and function. Talk to them about that, man of God.
Yeah, where God bless, whoever that is that's having to deal with that first and foremost. And it's like, and man, honestly, you really just gotta be courageous and be you, and sometimes it just might take time and whatever it come with, like, I believe in and another reason why I fight so hard, I pray a lot. Like just prayer is very important. I pray a lot. I used to fast a lot. I ain't really been fasting as much as I used to, but I will get back on it. But I fasted a lot, and it's just those spiritual disciplines, just knowing the Most High, just knowing the Creator, and just when you start to see little signs in your life, and like, and God is always on time, and just the people that He placed. So like, just to like let you know, man, it's gonna be all right. You gotta understand, whatever God put in you is for you to be who you are. Like, you know, it's we're in a world where everybody really doing what they're paying attention to what the next person doing, and to be honest, that's not real happiness. You're not gonna find true happiness looking for it in somebody else. It's already within you. Like, you beautiful, and the thing about being yourself, and when you be true to yourself, you're gonna see the ones that's really there for you. When you trying to be somebody else, you gotta understand you're not being your authentic self. So if somebody does like you for trying to be somebody else, then they don't really like you. You're not really happy because you're not really being you. And the person whoever like liking who you pretending to be, that's not really you. So like, that's not gonna last. All that's gonna crumble. You know what I'm saying? So ahead of time, you might as well just be who you is out the gate. Just let them scars, let whatever you gotta let show. Like, just you know, because the truth is the only thing that'll really set you free. When you live a lie, it's not it's you're gonna have to keep covering that up, and then it just don't feel good. Like, I just find pleasure in being me and being fearless, even when it make people mad. I don't care who it make mad, because I know one thing: it's not meant for you, and it's not meant for everybody. And you got to learn to be okay with that. I had to, and that's a hard thing. It's not. Trust me, I'm saying it, and it's easier said than done, because like, that's things I still got to work on. Like, sometimes it's because I'm so much of I love everybody type of person. I wanted everybody to love me. But the thing about it is, everybody not gonna love you, you know. But God loves you, and that's enough. Like, and once you find that love within, once you find that, you gotta search for that every day. But once you find that, man, you're unstoppable. Like, you see the plan that God has for you is beyond what you could think of, what you could imagine. You gotta seek guidance and just ask God to reveal. And when God got something for you, trust me, it's gonna get done. So you don't even gotta worry about that. Whatever you meant to be, it's gonna be. But like, I just say, man, you just find freedom in being yourself, man. Just God bless you. Like, in that flock, that community, it's like whenever you be true to who yourself are, and like you really be true, it's like you are what you attract. So you being your true self is gonna attract people that's gonna be there for you. It's gonna attract your flock, your family, your community, and you're gonna find purpose. It's gonna all make sense, you know.
That's awesome. I love it. I love it. One of the things that I wanted to bring up, I know that some years back there was a real tragedy that happened. But before we get to that, one of the things that I want everybody under the sound of our voice to know is that you always wanted. You said that you wanted from 6 years old. You always wanted to be a rapper. So that was so important to you. So let's talk about the accident. That was a tragic accident. Tell me about that, and tell me about how you after it happened, how you're able to come back exactly where you are and doing the things that God predestined from you know since your mother's womb, but you had to go through that tragic accident. Talk about that, and talk about the experience, and talk about the experience that God, you even felt, even in that accident, God was with you. Someone was carrying you. Talk about that, sir, and tell us about how old you were when that happened.
Yes, ma'am. I was 24 when I had my accident. I was in the streets. I just got out of jail for the second time. I just finished doing 18 months, and I was home. I was home 6 months when I got into my accident, and it's like, man, I came home and I tried to get a little job and everything, and I was working. I ended up getting a little temporary job, but it didn't last long. But I was trying to apply, couldn't really get a job like that. So my family, like my daddy and everybody, like a lot of my family, they was in the streets still. So I just, that's what I really always known. So I just jumped back in the street, started hustling. But it's like it wasn't going good for me. It just wasn't. It's like I was barely getting by, and I was struggling so bad. And then to where I started like just doing drugs. I just started doing drugs more heavier like than I ever been. And like I started doing heroin, like I started doing heavy drugs. And I got on this verge of like I remember right before my accident, man. I remember we had an intervention at my grandmother's house, and I was just telling my daddy like, man, how I was just ready to rob somebody, and even kill somebody like if I had to, because like I was just tired of struggling. I was like such in a dark place. It was just so bad. And then I felt like those like I felt like the people around me that was succeeding, like even my dad and them, like they was they was doing good, like they was excelling and selling drugs. Like I feel like, man, everybody like they forgetting about me, like they pulling on me. Like I didn't want to curse, but like they dissing me, like they like they doing me bad. Like I'm watching everybody grow and eat, and and it's looking good, but for me it's just looking bad. So it had me want to rob my own people. Like even I say that in Peace and Blessings. I used to think about jacking my own daddy, and so I remember, like, man, I used to be to some points where I was like, man, I just ain't even want to live. Like, I ain't even really care about living. Like, I wouldn't on to like kill myself, but it was to the point where like I was like war ready. Like, if like I was ready to kill somebody, or if it come to them killing me, I just had so much anger. And I remember my mama praying after we had that intervention, and she seen me. She said, like, man, I look like a demon. And like I felt like one too. It just felt ugly and nasty. And I remember she said she just prayed that whole week that God would like just stop me. And I remember just praying that God would change my life. Cause even though I was selling drugs, it's like my thing is like I was still trying to focus on my music. Cause I always believed like I always had like it's like God always showed me, and I always seen myself like just going forward with my music. So I like, man, I was like, I used to tell them like, man, well, I ain't even gotta sell drugs. If y'all could just invest in my music, I know one thing, we'll go far from that. But it's like they didn't believe in me, like, they just used to listen to me talk. So I really was just trying to figure it out on my own. And that's what I used to be so upset about, because I used to be like, man, I know I can make it with this music. I make it with this music. We don't even have to be on this block no more. We don't have to sell drugs. Like, this gonna be for everybody. Like that's what I always believed in. But it wasn't God's plan like that. So I remember right after that, like a week later after that intervention, that's when I had my crash. I remember I was on the way home. I was on the way to the house I'm at now, because I'm in Louisiana right now at my grandma's house in Abbeville. I was on the way over this house. I was on the way over here. I was about to swap vehicles with my child's mother. My son, he was 4 months in the womb. They was in a vehicle behind me, and I remember, man, I was just driving fast, cause I always used to drive down this road. I always used to drive fast down this road. Like it's a country road. I was just used to it, and it's like, man, just so happened that day. It's like they got these big old forest trees, so you can't see what's coming on the other side of the curb. And just so happened, man, because they got sugarcane field all around here. One of them tractors, them combine tractors, they be cutting the sugar cane. Man, me and one of them tractors met at the curb, and plus they got two big ditches on each side of the road. So like I tried to hurry up and swerve out the way of the truck, because I didn't have no seatbelt. I tried to swerve out the way of the tractor, but I was doing like 60. I didn't want to go straight into the ditch. And so I tried to like swerve back in the road. The vehicle started flipping. I remember it flipping. Next thing I know, man, I don't know how. I must have came through the windshield, And it's crazy because I didn't have a scratch on me like in the hospital. But I came through the windshield and I remember just being in the air. And man, I thought it was over. I was so scared. It's like I didn't feel any pain. Like honestly, I didn't feel any pain. And I was on drugs. Like I was on that fentanyl. I was doing fentanyl with my pops and smoking weed. And so I didn't feel no pain. But it's like at the same time, it's like, man, I was so relaxed. It's like everything was slow motion. It's like I knew I was about to die and I wasn't ready. It's like I really wasn't ready to do. I was like, man, I just don't want. And then I thought about my little boy. I was like, man, I don't want to. It's like I felt like I ain't completed my mission. That's why I really wasn't ready to die. And I thought about my little boy. I was like, man, I ain't even gonna get to see him. And so it was just scary, man. All that was scary. And but I like I said, it really did like how relaxed I was in that air, even though I was scared. Like it felt like I was in a pair of arms. Like I was all right. Like still and all, I was all right. Like my body, like it wasn't no pain. It's just my conscience. It was like, man, I wasn't ready to go. But right before I hit the ground, everything went black. And when I remember that and I talk about that, that's another thing that makes me more fearless, because it's like just knowing God had me at that type of time, and knowing that, like, man, if that's how it's gonna be going out, death ain't so bad. Like, I ain't, trust me. I know I got stuff I gotta do, but like, man, God gonna see you through death. Like, death was always something I was kind of scared of, because I was like, I don't know how it's going, but it's like, man, God already got it. So and that's why I want to do so much good, because I feel like I owe it to God. Then plus all the blessings and all the prayers that people done prayed for me. It's, man, it's all glory. It's all glory be to God. Like at the end of the day, and I just thank Him, like for choosing me, for saving me. Like it's a lot of people that don't get this opportunity and to do this. So I just encourage people to tell their story, and just man, just God is real.
God is real. I want to go to this song.
Play.
Keep going, and we're gonna talk about it. There's some more that I want to for people to hear. But I love this about keep going, and we're gonna have a discussion right after this. Let's go forward in this song. I just want to. This is a Worldview Night Watch. We're on your host, Minister Sarah Everson. We have the handsome Travis Davidson, and he's here. His voice is so strong. God knows whatever it is, but you can go on Facebook. You can check out everything concerning him. He does a lot of reels, and I want to put this. Let's see. I'm gonna put it all. I want you guys to really be able to hear this. We're gonna go in conversation. We're gonna go into conversation.
I feel like George trying to think, or he was just talking about the ground and the sound. They left me better. So they reacted to that. They intention. I fell from the sky. When I said, I was trying to I really do. Because I know I'm running out of time. Like, boy, right, these things, they and I'm like, thank God, you should have signed some shit really hot. And no, it's gonna kill me when you go out. Keep going. Stops. Just keep on going. It is just stops that. Just trying to throw it. Shit up there. Please. Arms around the middle way. I say, I'm just trying to find my way on some leaves and make me see. Thank you for the same. Jesus, what you and keep you coming to knowledge. This civilization, we don't let you know you got. Keep me on top of this side, but I'm gonna keep going this side. Take my heart.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Keep going. One of the things where I want to pick up with you, Travis, is that right after you had the wreck and in the situation that your body was in, and you wanted and you wanted to rap, how did you get through that? How did that feel? And what pushed you to get where you are now? I mean, we're going to talk about some concerts that's coming up. You got a concert coming up this Friday, but tell me the struggle. Tell me the push. Tell me what it took for you to keep on going.
Man, hey, it definitely took a lot of prayer and just, man, thank God for like everything. Like he just had to have this all predestined. Cause right after my accident happened in Louisiana, my mom was already living in Houston. All right, now my story is in a hospital. I was in Lafayette General. Now they were supposed to do my surgery a week after I had my accident because that helps with recovery. Well, I had this doctor named Dr. Cormier, um, and he kept prolonging my surgery. So long story, and then I had this halo on my head. The halo is where they put screws in your head and they put a plate on your chest to keep your neck stable. That's the reason. Now, this is where I say all this in the song about Wayne's Clip got the scars on my back, Cutthroat got the scar on my neck. Because I had that halo on for so long, it started digging into my body and creating wounds. I didn't have my surgery till after like a month and a half. And, that's unheard of. Like, and man, we had to fight. Like, it was crazy. Like, the doctor ended up dropping my case because and we used to think it was about a money thing, about a money situation, because I ended up having Medicaid, not insurance. But the doctor ended up dropping my case because he was saying he couldn't do the surgery because I had wounds and I was on all this. And the same doctor who picked that up the same day, Dr. Apley, he did my case. So it's like everything he was talking about, it was just excuses. But anyway, that's how I got the scars on my back. And if like, I wish I could show y'all right now. It looked like as if I really had a set of angel wings. Like it's like perfectly placed right there. And so that's why I said that in the song. But how I even got to rapping, man, it was like a year and a half after my accident because we had moved to. I ended up coming to Texas with my mama, and it's man, I really thought my rap career was over with. It's because like I started seeing all my friends leaving me. Like I was getting into, like I said, some of my songs with my dad, and it was just a lot of like it was just like I was hurt. Like people like my girlfriend, my baby mama ended up leaving me, my best friend. Felt like my dad turned his back, so I was so hurt. I felt like, man, what was I going to rap about if everybody turning their back on me? Like, what do I got to give to the people? But it's just crazy. God plays people in your life for a reason. Just so happened one of my sister, I got two sisters that stay in Texas, two older sisters. My second to oldest, just so happened her boyfriend was a rapper, and he used to come out and take the time just to come sit with me and talk. And that's where I started getting my inspiration from, because he like, man, look at you, you can still do it, all this and that. So I remember around the time it was my birthday, it was like going on like almost a year and a half after my accident. And I remember he said he was gonna get me to a studio. Now mind you, I haven't wrote down one rap, and I still don't, I probably tried it, but I just felt like everything was over with. So that night, it was that night I was going to that studio. Man, I'm talking about when the weight of the world was on my shoulders. This how you get tested too by the universe. This how God tests you too. Like when something really for you and you really want something bad and God giving it to you, it's gonna be a major challenge you're gonna have to. But the thing about it, God gonna give you everything you need to overcome. You just gotta go. And that's why like I named our label BTG Born to Go, because I learned about, man, just going, like just show up. Like God to do the rest as long as you just show up. Like whether you scared or not, just show up, and God gonna show out. And so they had booked the studio that night, and I remember, man, I had so much anxiety. I was so overwhelmed. I was so depressed because, like I said, I just had my son. He was like 4 months old. My baby, my they was living with me at the time, so that's what I was looking forward to, watching him grow up. They left, that crushed me, and it's like I said, everything between my best friend and my dad, man, I was just so crushed. And it's like it's so crazy. It was like because the night, it's like all this is hitting me tonight where like I'm getting an opportunity to go to the studio and do something I love. I swear, and when you're just so overwhelmed, it's like you wanna find your comfort zone. You wanna All I wanted to do, I remember I was in my chair, all I wanted to do was get in my bed and curl up like a little baby. Like I just wanted to be like on them. But I thank God for my mama, and she just knew what it took. My mama pushed me. Like she was like, you gone. Like you got that set up. My mama pushed me, and so I just ended up gone. And on the way, and on the car ride, like it was just I was just riding over there, not even knowing. And then we get to the studio, and like it was just good people. It was good vibes. You know what I'm saying? I did a little drinking, a little smoking. Just to ease myself. You know what I'm saying? Just being real. That's what I needed at the time. And I remember listening to beats, and when I heard that Still Here was my first single, when I heard that beat, that's how I am. I like stuff to touch my heart. I like stuff to speak to me, like to really hear volume. And that Still Here beat, and I was like, oh, that's the one right there. Man, I still ain't know what I was gonna say. So I was in a manual chair. A manual chair is when like you push yourself. Like usually I ride in a power chair where it's electric, but I didn't have my van at the time, so I was in a manual chair where like really people got to push me because I don't have enough tricep strength to push myself hard enough, especially with that big dinosaur chair I had. That big old Flintstone chair was so heavy. But so I had to do a pressure relief, and the pressure relief is when I get the weight off my butt. So what I did was I leaned forward on my legs, and when I leaned down, I was in front of the mic. I said a prayer. I was like, God, I was like, now look, I was like, you got me here. I was like, now come on, give me something to say. So when I came up and I thought about what I was gonna say, tears started coming to my eyes. Cause the first thing I thought about is like I was serious too. I was asking God, what's the reason I'm still here? And it's like everything just flew. Everything just came from the heart after that. It was really a freestyle. Like I just spoke on everything I was going through. And it's like I felt so good that night. I felt so good that night by like just being there, showing up and doing what I love and seeing a reaction and then just showing people. It's like I remember, man, I was like, man, I just felt amazing. And then like it was a different style. Like I wasn't used to rapping like that. I knew it was different. So like even after I made it, like I was doubting myself. I was like, man, because I don't usually rap like this, something different. Like I ain't used to sound like this. I used to say like, man, I felt like I sound like an old school rapper. Like, I was still young. But it's like when I started seeing the reaction, when I started like seeing that it make people cry and to give people inspiration, I was like, oh no, I'm supposed to be doing this. I'm like, this what I'm here for. And so like I remember it just set me on fire. I remember just going to the churches and just telling my pastor, I was like, man, look, I want to get my testimony. I want to perform. Like, it was so much anger. I just like, it's like my dream. It's like everything I done worked hard and put my life on the line for. I'm talking about really put my life on the line, ready to die about this dream. It was like, God, let me know I still got you, boy. Like, I heard every prayer, like, and he just, man, it feels good just reliving that and talking about it right now, like, you know. And that's what got me to keep going, man. Thank God for everybody that played a part in that, and everybody that will play a part. And it's just amazing, man. It's just amazing.
I want to talk about. I just love you. I'm telling you, what I love about it, I had some pictures. I looked at. I was sleeping one night, and I'm telling you, the Spirit of God, all on you. And so, and God was just saying, go on and get the pictures of His Son. So if you've seen it, I added the pictures of you and your son, okay, and the picture that's your mom. I think your son, but I think that is your son. The picture. Did you see the pictures that I put out? I'm almost sure it's your son, your mom, and I don't know who the other person is, but you're gonna have to look at it. And what it was that what God wanted people to see was the love of the family. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And how when son was sitting in that chair with you, and just to see the love. When I seen the love, I saw the brightness. You understand? I saw joy. I saw that regardless of the situation, that might be my circumstance, but that's not who I am. And so you're going to Houston. You got a big it's a big concert right at the Soul. And tell us about that. Is it this Friday that you have that? Are you there? Are you there?
Yes, ma'am. It's going to be
Yeah, now you're. Yeah,
yeah, this Friday at one church at Bethel's Family in Houston on 12660 Sandpiper Road. It's gonna be my second time attending and
okay.
performing. I've been to one like I think I've been to one 2 years ago, and it was amazing. It's a back to school event, and so we had the kids.
Okay.
Man, we had a great time. We had a great time, man. It was amazing, and
Good.
so I'm looking
Good.
forward. Yeah, I'm
Good.
looking. Yes.
There's a pastor here in Evansville that told me about you. Okay. Actually, is Pastor Irvin Simpson, and he told me to get in contact with you. And so, and then I saw you on interview with it was Studio B. Okay. And
Yes.
so it's very what God is really calling you to that arena as regardless of wherever it is that your concerts are, but it's really to talk to the young people. Talk to the young men, sir, that are really struggling. They back in school. You know, they used to be where you felt some kind of way because you couldn't get the shoes everybody got, you didn't get the clothes everybody, or the jacket everybody got, or it just seems like we know social media, like everything makes it like everything is fast and everything is fast money. Talk to the young men or the men, period, of how they should wait, put all their strength and all their energy towards what God says that you could have. Like you're a rapper and you're going out on different platforms. Talk to those that don't have any hope. Can you encourage them about anything
Yes, ma'am.
right
First
now?
and foremost. Yes, ma'am. First and foremost, I would just want to say God bless everybody that's in that situation and that feel like that. And I know how they feel more of now after my accident because like to be honest, like I thank God for what I do have and what my mama got. It's like because my mama really is investing in me. I don't really, I get my SCI, but like I get like 800 a month. What's that? Like, I come from selling dope. Like I didn't finish school. I never really had a real job. I can't sell dope no more. To be honest, if I could, I really would. But that ain't what God got for me. You know what I'm saying? And so I struggle and growing up, on my daddy's side, my grandma and them, they had money. So we always had new shoes, nice clothes, looking good. But it's right. It's like right now I got to experience that. It's like, oh, because I can't just buy anything I want no more. Now I gotta settle. Like I didn't just to be real. Like sometime, man. Like just to be real. Like sometime, even going shoot a video. Like we gonna get clothes, keep the tags on it just to return it, just to play a part. And to be honest, I see what God is doing is because like see when you don't really have it, it's a humbling situation. And of course, when you look at everything outside, you want to shine, you want to look like they all getting that attention. But it's like something when you don't have, it's like it gives you a hunger, and you got to thank God for having that hunger, that desire to make you want to get up and go get the things. Cause like when you spoiled and you just giving everything, cause we grew up kind of spoiled. It's like, man, to be honest, that stuff is like it's like you don't you ain't gonna really want to work as hard. It's like, and it don't even really mean nothing. Like when you just, what I'm saying is, it really be like an illusion, man. It's like a trick. It's like you look at, because a lot of them people, bro, they don't really be happy. Like people just do that, and everybody should look good, and it's nice to look good, but it's like, man, it's like what you gonna do. It's like, it's like you gotta figure it out, and it's like I just thank God because it made me lean on Him more, like without having. It made me call on Him and trust on Him, and just knowing, well, you know what? If I got your peace and I got your insight, man, I really got everything I need. Like I'm good. And when I look, I study billionaires and stuff like that, bro. People that really got money, they don't even like, bro. They dress like poor people, like, you know what I'm saying? They don't care about that, because what's really important is like when you start acquiring land for your family and like start investing in businesses to build for generational wealth, like all that just to shine. What you gonna do with that if you just doing it just to shine, and you not leaving a legacy? Like you gonna die, and what you gonna leave your family? What you gonna leave behind? Like all they gonna have is pictures you looking nice, but then you gonna leave the ones that's coming behind you. What they gonna do? Oh, they gonna have to figure it out, because you were stuck on just trying to shine and keep up with everybody else. But that ain't what it's about. No, it's about really listening to God, and building generational wealth, and breaking these generational curses that have been placed upon us. So I realized that's what it's about. And don't get me wrong, it's good to shine, because trust me, I love nice things. I love nice cars. I love all that too. But you got to understand where that come from. Like God made all that. So like when that becomes like more important than God, then you missing a big picture. Like God could do so much more. Like you missing the big picture. Like, so just realizing what's real. A lot of this stuff just be an illusion, man. It's really not our fault. Like I see a lot of stuff, and they keep going, because like, just being honest, just being how America is, and just like you got to think like the labels and people that control the media and have access to all this, like the stuff that's popping is they promoting, like, you know young black men killing black men, or women, that's what's being promoted. And so you like, and it make people feel like, oh, I can't really live my dream unless I do this a certain type of way. But nah, that's not true neither, because God done made a way. They got a bunch of people that's independent. They got a bunch of people that's really doing, you know what I'm saying, and that's really popping. And so it's like, man, it's sad, but it's like it takes raising a conscience. And it's like sometimes it's like I'm glad I come from where I come from and what I know. It's like, because a lot of those things become addictions. And you know what I'm saying? God has delivered me like from a lot of that, even though and I still struggle with a lot of that too. And it's like, you know, I really just, man, if we really knew where we come from and who we are, that's why I say in that song, I'm gonna let you know you God or goddess. And that song made it too. You could read Psalm made it too, where God speak on that. It's like, bro, we so powerful. Like we could really do so much more than what we even know about. But you gotta be like, you gotta be first of all, like, you know, you gotta have that, you gotta be tapped in into that consciousness, to that God level, that God heart, that you know, you gotta, because God gonna be the one. God already got everything He put in store for you to have. And sometimes it's like He got to see what He could trust you with. You know what I'm saying? Before He start accessing your gifts. And I think God just know I always had a pure heart, and I was always genuine. And bro, it's been a ride, and that's what I started to learn. It's like, man, it's the journey. It's the journey, man. So like, I appreciate the struggle, because the struggle, that's where you find your strength, and that's where you go hard at, and you gonna appreciate it. You gonna appreciate it, man. You gonna, so just appreciate your struggle. There's really beauty in it, and just keep going. You gotta keep grinding. That's the thing. The Bible say the harvest is plenty, the workers are few. So you could accomplish your, God give you a dream for you to accomplish, but it's gonna take work. It ain't just gonna be given to you like, and like, what would you do if it's just given to you? You ain't gonna feel like you earned it. You ain't gonna appreciate it as much. Man, this about legacy. This about all of us, for all us to keep going. You know, we in this together. So like, you know, you got to give it your all, and that's what I'm out here showing somebody. Man, this would, don't let nothing stop you. If you breathing, especially if you in your right mind and you got your heart, you, man, listen, you got enough. God could use that. God could use that. Could use anybody. So hallelujah.
And so I am, go ahead on, go ahead.
No, I'm just hallelujah. Alhamdulillah. Praise God. Giving him his praises. You know?
Oh, Jesus' name.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Lord.
Come
Cause like
on
we,
now. And I'm gonna, y'all, everybody, this has been Worldview Night Watch with Travis DAVIDSON9LIL Band.
yeah.
I want to finish this up with peace and blessings, the official video. And definitely you want to go on and get whenever you want to release it. Some things have been released. Go to his official. You got to start following him. You got to start following him. And we will be on again on, I'm going to run this again Thursday at 12 noon, but we're going to share. I want you guys to share. Definitely, I want to definitely play this song as we go out. This has been Worldview Night Watch with Travis Davidson and this Minister Sarah Everson. But I gotta play this. Peace and blessings. Official is the official video. Thank you, Lord.
Or on.
Thank you, Lord.
Bluetooth pairing. Bluetooth connected.
Hey, yo, Pluto, you going crazy? You should be the one that heard the most. That heard the most about now. I put you luck and everything that you want to. I was really trying to help you out. Like, help you more than help you out. Like, I hear you talking. All the phones. So, no, next time I drop, they gonna listen to my song. It's just what it's on. And I'm like, but that was stuff you don't say that night. Why do y'all know? And you say my daddy posted was like that. Just tell me out. Yes, it'll be 17 words. That's you out. I'm out here saying the night notice. It's also a different house. Like I said, it's a cloud that real what that whole same time. That's the sort of people. They're trying to keep you. See, they move down. I'm so simple, and I'm going to teach you. You let me have time no more. I need you. And I ain't gonna feed you. And then I make sure when the devil come around, you got my best spots. I feel better than the person. They my people, my great mind. My mom wants to y'all let my dad. I'm so sorry, my mom. I make peace and blessings every time. I got that house, my house. I had things going on. Knocking in the house, bringing knocking something in the house. I know, like I said, mom was reverence and went down. Don't get me wrong, so I would have been wrong. I was 16 when in the house, so like I had a child. I was going to sit down to show me how to do that because nobody showed me how. I was going to flip from this room and I was on the change that because I didn't know how to do it. And when I came I was 32 for children from my cities. At the time, when they used to buy a bird, because I was always doing it. I was trying to get it off the lip. And from what I used to get, I see what about the ring. I didn't really get it. I didn't my girl. Used to win the girl tonight, so I don't want to share my own bed. I was inspired. And the things that I had, man, even when I had it, in the street, but I hustle every night. He's chilling with the fiends. Standing smoking like 18, but he had DD more than the next speed up for me. It was a 10 years. Just be free. Low level started court dates. I was visited every week. If somebody ever need to tell me, please tell me what you need. And I'm going to be about you and make it more or less about me. And I thank you, baby, because there's something there for me. And you can still learn from mistakes. This ain't how I gotta be. I wasn't no man about it. It's not that I have to be me. I didn't come back. You say somebody you're not around me. Show me that you care. And look, spend time with me, when it's not, it's how I feel about you. If you don't feel that about me, I'm not. And even after that, I still love you, family.
I want to give God all the praise for all your music, and may the grace of God abound towards you and Travis, your son, your mom. I just saw all the love. I even saw an interview when your grandmother was talking to you. I'm telling you, you're blessed. You're blessed. You're full of love and you're full of God. I know that's one of the things that you said that you'd like to love. Yes, and so God is going to use you to love people back from their pain. So I love you, Travis. Thank you so much. Is there anything that you'd like to say to your people before we close this out?
Yes, I just want to tell everybody. First, I just want to thank God. Thank you so much. And just God bless all y'all, man, deeply, sincerely. And just keep going no matter what. Just keep going. Don't let nothing stop you. And our best is yet to come. You know, all things work for the greater good for those that love the Lord. So you still here for a reason, man, you know. God, just let God use you. Ask God to use you. Just watch your life be more better than it ever been.
Thank you so much. I want to thank everyone that watched tonight. We're definitely passing it out, pressing it, sharing it. You definitely want to sit back and listen, because I know there was some nuggets here tonight that could literally change your heart. So good night, everybody. See you guys next week. And Travis, definitely, as you head back in a couple of days back to Texas, may the grace of God go with you. I dispatch angels with you and your mom and everybody that's going back. And definitely, really a packed house on Friday. Amen. God bless everybody. Good night from Worldview Night Watch.